Hey there, Stampers. This is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Alberta, Canada, and I am here to share with you another From Sketch to Card project. So this is the card that we're going to be making in this video, and the inspiration came from one of the card templates on page 22 of the 2024-25 annual Stampin' Up! Catalog. So one of the new features in this catalog are these fabulous card templates. And we are going to use this one here, which is this sketch here. So in the catalog, they don't have measurements. However, a demonstrator did go through and add some measurements. And these are just a guideline. So just a reminder, sketches are meant to be interpreted. So they are just meant to be a starting point. So something to inspire you to create. Whether you choose to use the sketch exactly as is or make some modifications is completely up to you. All right, so the products that we're going to be using today is the Spotlight on Nature stamp set and the Unbounded Love Dies. So both of these are available as a bundle, not together. So I've chosen the dies from one bundle and the stamp set from another. So the Spotlight on Nature stamp set actually comes as a bundle with the Spotlight on Nature dies. And the Unbounded Love dies come as a bundle with the Unbounded Love stamp set, which is a great greeting set. But I love that the dies can be mixed and matched and the stamp set can be mixed and matched, which is always really, really nice. Okay, so we're going to set these things aside for now, and this aside. We are going to start by doing a little bit of something on the back of this. So this is our 3.5 by 5.5 inch piece. I will put in the description of the video a link to today's blog post, or to the blog post that corresponds with this video, and it has all the measurements there. Okay, I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper here. Okay, and we're going to use some peach pie ink. And I'm going to use a blending brush. I'm just going to lightly ink this, tap off some of that excess, and then with a really light hand in a circular motion, I'm going to add a little bit of color to this background. So I'm using a really light hand because it's easier to add more layers of ink than to take off ink if you add too much. And I don't want any harsh marks. Most of this will get covered over. You'll just see a little bit of that peach peeking out from behind. Okay, so close that up, and then we're going to take our Wink of Stella and a bone folder, and we're going to tap. So what you want to do is you want to squeeze your Wink of Stella so that you have a little bit of moisture in the brush tip. And usually you can see a little dot. Like I just did this when I designed the card. So there should be enough ink at the bottom. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and just tap. Okay, and there's not. So we do need to squeeze it. And I'm doing it off of my paper because I don't want a big blob showing up on here. And I might almost be out of, I don't think there's a lot left in this one. I'm gonna have to get myself another Wink of Stella here. I can hear it. There's lots of air in there. I don't think there's a whole lot left. We'll see if we can make it work. Oh, we're getting a little bit more. Okay. So I've got that nice fine splatter. Let me bring that up a little closer so that you can see it. You see that little bit of a shimmer splatter on there? Now I'm going to set that aside to dry while we work on some of our other steps. I just realized I forgot to bring my adhesive and Memento ink, so I'm going to grab that. Okay. So now I've got a scrap of white cardstock, and I'm going to do some stamping on here. So I'm going to stamp my butterfly, just using Memento because I'm coloring in using Stampin' Blends. So Memento ink is a great ink for our alcohol markers. If you are going to color it in a different way, then you might want to rethink what you stamp it in. So if you're using watercolor paper and you're going to color it in using our water painters, you might want to stamp with Stays On ink. Okay, so I've got the thanks. Both of those images are from the Spotlight on Nature stamp set. Okay, and then I've got Stampin' Blends here, and I've got two different colors. I've got Peach Pie and Petal Pink that I'm using. I'm going to start with dark Peach Pie, and I'm going to use the brush tip and just add just some little wispy marks, kind of where the marks are on the wings of the butterfly. And then I'm going to come in with some light Peach Pie, and I'm going to go over some of these marks that are a little higher up, these little lines. And then I'll come in with some dark Peach Pie, or dark Petal Pink, sorry. And just pull that color a little higher. And then I'll fill the rest in with our light Petal Pink. And there we go. So a really pretty look. But I want to add a little bit more sparkle. You can never have enough sparkle, right? So I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and color in the wings to add a little bit of shimmer to it. I love Wink of Stella because it's an easy way to add a little bit of shimmer without making a mess that glitter makes. And it's so subtle. All right, I'm not sure how well that's showing up on there, but there is a little bit of shimmer to that. So pretty. And then both of those are going to be fussy cut. So I went ahead and I cut that, and I cut the thanks. So those are done. Okay, and then the other thing that we want to do, we're going to take a quarter sheet of white cardstock and we're going to die cut a bunch of these shapes. So I basically wanted to take this quarter sheet and cut whatever I could. So I'm going to start, let's see, I'm going to start with this one. We'll add that on there. And you can do this all at the same time. We'll do that one. We'll do this one. And then I did the two circles. And I think and I did this guy. So the two circles and that. So I die cut all of those. And those are all right here. Okay, so this one actually cuts these two pieces. So it cuts the frame, but it also cuts the inside. This one cuts this, and then the rest cut the shapes as you see them. Okay, all right, let's just put these back on here so I don't lose them. Hopefully we can fit them. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that is done. Now it's time to kind of, there's a couple that are, actually one I think that I layered. So I'm going to take my multi-purpose glue, and it looks like there are still some little pieces in here. So let's poke these out first. Okay, I think I got them all out. Slide these out of the way, and this is going to get layered on top of this. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue in between each of these little holes. And this fine tip dispenser is so great. I just have our green glue, our multi-purpose glue inside, but by putting it in this dispenser, I have a nice fine tip. I feel like I have more control than using it right from this bottle. All right, so this is going to go right in here like this. I love the multi-purpose glue too because you have the opportunity to kind of slide it around to get it just where you want it. And you can do it so that you can see, you can still see those stitching marks right around the edges. Okay, now we're gonna bring our card base in, which is a piece of thick basic white. And I'll just fold that. I've got 2 strips of Peach Pie DSP. So this is a piece, this is from our 6x6 paper pack, our In Color 2024-26 In Color paper pack. Peach Pie is one of our brand new In Colors. I'm just going to put this right on there. It's a little long, but that's okay. We can trim it off. And we'll do the other one down this side. So we're lining it right up with the edge. So if we look at that sketch again, that's this bit here. All right, now we can flip this over, trim off this excess. Okay, now we're going to bring back this piece. It's probably not fully dry, so I am going to be very careful when I position these down. And we're going to put some up on dimensionals and some will be flat. Actually, I think just 2 of them are up on dimensionals. So we'll put the dimensionals on that first. Okay, and we're going to start by placing this one on, and I am going to use some seal adhesive, actually Seal Plus, because I keep forgetting to get a refill for my regular seal. So just a little bit of that, and I'm just going to just gently place it on here. I'm not going to push it down yet. I want to make sure I have all of these pieces where I want them before I'm going to put them down. So I have not peeled off the backing of my dimensionals. I'm going to do this guy next. This guy is going to get tucked underneath here like that. And then we're going to do this one next. This one, I am going to use this glue just because it's so fine. And we're going to slide this underneath here. Like that. So we're creating kind of like a layered, it kind of reminds me of like a gallery wall almost, but it's layered. And these are all these shapes are replacing the circles that are on this sketch. So that's one of the things I love about sketches, is how they can inspire you to create something. It doesn't mean that you have to do exactly what the sketch is calling for. It's meant to be interpreted. Okay, so now we can peel the backing off of this guy. I'll stick it down right about there. And then we can peel the backing off of this. That's going to go right on here like that. And then we're going to take some white twine and tie a bow. And we'll trim that. And then I'm just going to add a little dot of multi-purpose glue here. You can also use a mini glue dot. That's going to go right in the middle here. Like that. We're going to take our butterfly. We're just going to curl it up, and I'm going to take a mini dimensional and just put it right in here. in between these two label shapes. And then our butterfly is going to sit right over top like that. Look how pretty that is. All right, and then we've got to add our greeting. So we're going to take some of the edges. We're just going to cut a couple little fine pieces of the edges. And I'm going to add one to where the T is, and then one across here. And then this is going to sit across like this. I think I might use a little mini glue dot and stick it underneath the wing here, just to give the butterfly just a little bit more stability. We'll just slide this under here. There we go. Look how pretty that is. All right, now we're going to carefully flip this over again. It's probably not fully dry yet. It depends on how thick your wink of Stella goes on. We're just going to add dimensionals to the back of this. And one more. Flip it over, and this is just going to get centered on here so that we can see that peach peeking out on both sides. All right, and then we're just going to finish it off with some of the In Color Shimmer Gems. And I'm going to use the peach ones. So we'll put one here, there, and down here. And there we go. We have a beautiful thank you card inspired by this sketch. And then I'll share the inside. I did do a little bit of decorating on the inside. So I had another strip of this DSP, and then I added another little butterfly. All right, so I hope that that inspires you to give the card templates on page 22 of the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog a try. They are so fun. And just because they are called card templates doesn't mean that they have to be used just for cards. You can also use them for your scrapbook layouts as well. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will have a full supply list in the description below, as well as a link to the blog post for this, where you can find a photo and all the measurements, everything that you need there. All right, thank you so much for watching. Take care.